2014, an American student named Grace Holloway moved to Dublin for a 6-month study program. She found a small studio apartment through an online rental site. Affordable, central, and owned by a quiet older woman named Mrs. Donnelly. It was a second-floor flat with a kitchenette, creaky wooden floors, and one unusual feature: a tall antique mirror bolted directly to the wall facing the bed. Mrs. Donnelly said it was original to the building and not to be moved. Grace didn't think much of it at first, but on her third night in the apartment, something strange happened. She woke up at exactly 3:06 a.m. to a cold draft, even though the windows were shut. The mirror was fog, but only from the inside. Grace wiped it with a towel and noticed faint fingerprints, too small to be hers. She laughed it off. Sleepwalking, maybe. But the next night she heard footsteps, soft, deliberate steps, moving in a circle around her bed. She shot up, turned on the lamp. Nothing but the mirror. It had a small, dark smudge, like the outline of a bare foot pressed against glass. The following day, Grace covered the mirror with a blanket. The room immediately felt lighter, warmer. But that night, she had a dream, or what she thought was a dream. In it, a pale woman stood inside the mirror, staring back at her. She didn't blink, didn't move, until she reached forward and stepped through. Grace woke up screaming. The blanket had fallen to the floor. The mirror was uncovered. The next morning, she asked the landlord about it. Mrs. Donnelly grew quiet and said, "Every tenant sees her eventually. Most leave, some don't." Grace packed to leave that night, but when she opened the door, she found her suitcase already in the hallway. The mirror was uncovered again. She ran out of the flat without turning back. But the haunting didn't end there. Back in the US, Grace noticed reflections acting strangely. Bathroom mirrors fogged in square patches. A phone camera would distort when aimed at reflective surfaces. And once, on a Zoom call, her reflection blinked when she didn't. She tried therapy, prayer, ignoring it. But on the anniversary of her move-out date, she received a package. No return address. Inside was an old black and white photograph of her studio apartment, and in the mirror, faint but unmistakable, was the pale woman standing behind Grace. She never took that photo. Now she lives in a high-rise with no mirrors, no glass, nothing that can reflect. But every night at 3:06 a.m., her bedroom wall grows cold, like someone is standing just on the other side.